Hello everyone, this is Himani, your educator, and I welcome you all to Arpita Sharma classes. This is another important lecture in the series of important international organizations, and this is going to be very important for the prelims as well as for the mains. Here is a small announcement for you before we begin. You can subscribe to Arpita Sharma classes for daily Hindu analysis, economics MCQ series, Indian polity classes, strategy related classes for UPSC CSE, and much more. You can also join our Telegram channel, which is Simplifying UPSC with Ease, for class updates and notes. Also, Arpita Sharma ma'am is taking live classes on Unacademy Plus. You can use the referral code SharmaYT10 to get 10% discount. This is the code for today. There are no limits to what you can accomplish, except the limits you place on your own thinking. Let's begin the class. We're going to be learning about the East Asia Summit today. The East Asia Summit, established in 2005, is a forum of 18 regional leaders for strategic dialogue and cooperation on the key political, security, and economic challenges facing the Indo-Pacific region. When was it established? 2005. And how many members are there? There are 18 regional leaders who conduct this summit. And which issues it focuses on? It focuses on political issues, security issues, and economic challenges which are being faced by the Indo-Pacific region. Let's look at the genesis of East Asia Summit. The concept of East Asia grouping was first promoted in 1991 by the then Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir bin Mohamad. The first summit was held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on 14th December 2005. पहले कब प्रमोट हुआ ये आइडिया 1991 में by the Malaysian Prime Minister who is Mahathir bin Mohamad, and the first summit, where was it held? In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia 2005 में. The Kuala Lumpur Declaration. East Asia Summit is an open forum for dialogue on strategic, political, and economic issues in order to promote peace, economic prosperity, and regional integration in East Asia. India is the founding member of East Asia Summit. We have to remember this. Founding member है India East Asia Summit का. And the Kuala Lumpur Declaration says that East Asia Summit is an open forum जहाँ पर economic prosperity के बारे में, peace के बारे में, regional integration के बारे में बात की जाती है for East Asian region. Let's look at the membership. The East Asia Summit comprises of 10 member states of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the ASEAN, which is Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, along with 8 members. Which are those 8 members? Australia, China, Japan, India, New Zealand, and Republic of Korea, Russia, and US. The East Asia Summit membership represents around 54% of the world's population and 58% of the global GDP. जो ASEAN के 10 member states हैं और बाकी additional 8 member states हैं, they together form the East Asia Summit, and it represents around 54% of the world population and 58% global GDP को represent करता है East Asia Summit. The East Asia Summit is an ASEAN centered forum. It can only be chaired by an ASEAN member. So this is the map of the countries for East Asia Summit. We have India, China. Here we have Myanmar, then Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. This is Vietnam. Then we have Malaysia. This is Indonesia, Philippines, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea. This is Brunei. And here we have Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and we also have United States and Russia. East Asia Summit chair. Who chairs the summit? The chair of the ASEAN is also the chair of the East Asia Summit. तो जो ASEAN को chair कर रहा होगा, वो same country East Asia Summit को chair कर रहा होगा in the year. The role of the ASEAN chair rotates annually between the 10 ASEAN member states. The current chair for 2020 is Vietnam, and for the future 2021 में it is Brunei. Institutional mechanism क्या है? East Asia Foreign Ministers Meeting. That means East Asia Summit में जो countries के foreign ministers हैं, they meet. Okay. Areas of cooperation of East Asia Summit. There are 6 areas, which is environment and energy, education, finance, ASEAN connectivity, natural disaster management, global health issues, and pandemic diseases. So these are the 6 areas which are being discussed in the East Asia Summit, and India endorses regional collaboration in all 6 priority areas. Let's look at the potential of East Asia Summit. The East Asia Summit, representing nearly 50% of the world's population and 20% of the global trade को represent करता है, which means it is a mega gathering and it is a testimony to the rise of Asia. ये चीज बताता है कि एशिया का राइज कितना ज़्यादा हो चुका है, बिकॉज 50% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन ईस्ट एशिया समिट में आ जाता है और 20% ग्लोबल ट्रेड को रिप्रेजेंट करता है. So East Asia Summit is a region of strong and fast growing economies. It is considered the third pole of the world economy after the US and Europe. First pole हमारा US हो गया, second pole is Europe. The third pole is considered the East Asia Summit. Its four major economic players, namely Japan, China, India and Korea, are among the 12 largest ranking global economies. ये जो 4 largest economic players हैं East Asia Summit के, which is Japan, India, China and Korea, ये 12 largest ranking global economies में से 4 हैं. Financial and monetary cooperation between ASEAN plus 6 or East Asia Summit countries could be an area of fruitful cooperation in view of the fact that their combined foreign exchange reserves exceed $3 trillion. आसियान के बीच में और ईस्ट एशिया समिट के बीच में जो कोऑपरेशन है फाइनेंशियल एंड मॉनेटरी बेसिस पे, वो बहुत फ्रूटफुल कोलैबोरेशन हो सकता है, बिकॉज द फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स ऑफ दीज कंट्रीज एक्सीड $3 trillion से ज़्यादा फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स हैं इन कंट्री के पास. सो दैट टेल्स अस कि कितना फाइनेंशियली एंड मॉनेटरीली फ़ायदा हो सकता है इन कंट्रीज को. Steps can be taken towards creating an Asian financial architecture that would facilitate partial mobilization of these reserves for narrowing the development gaps in Asia. So, future में एशियन जो रीजन है वहाँ पर फाइनेंशियल आर्किटेक्चर में इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ना चाहिए. फाइनेंशियल आर्किटेक्चर क्या है? फॉर एग्जांपल द बैंकिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड विच कुड हेल्प इन क्रिएटिंग credit for these countries, and it may help them in obtaining resources for the development of these countries, and it may also fill the developmental gaps in Asia. What are the challenges? China-Japan rift. So there is a China-Japan rift which could hamper the objectives of this forum, and there is a potential rivalry between China and India. We are seeing in the current scenario as well the standoff along the LAC which India and China are having with each other, and China India को बहुत levels पे एक थ्रेट मानता है, इन्वेस्टमेंट लेवल पे, पॉलिटिकल लेवल पे, फॉर सिक्योरिटी रीजंस एज वेल. सो दिस में हैम्पर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द फोरम. ट्रेड मैटर्स आर गिवन प्रायोरिटी इन दिस फोरम एंड द इकोनॉमिक एजेंडा विल बी परस्यूड मोर विगरसली एंड लेस ऑफ कल्चरल एंड पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी एजेंडा इज बीइंग परस्यूड. मतलब जो कल्चरल एंड पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा है उसको कहीं ना कहीं बैक ट्रैक कर दिया जाता है एंड इकोनॉमिक एजेंडा इज फॉलोड मोर विगरसली. उसमें भी ट्रेड मैटर्स को ज़्यादा प्रायोरिटी मिलता है. सो दिस नीड्स टू बी चेंज्ड. हमें इक्वल एम्फेसिस डालना है ट्रेड मैटर्स पे भी, इकोनॉमिक एजेंडा जो भी है एंड कल्चरल एंड पॉलिटिकल एजेंडा जो भी है, विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर कैरिंग ऑन दी एंगेजमेंट्स विद ईच अदर. रिलेशनशिप विद अदर रीजनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस functioning in the region such as ASEAN, APEC and various other sub-regional groups. If the purpose of East Asia Summit is to encourage ASEAN community building, then what is ASEAN meant for, and what independent identity ASEAN और East Asia Summit can retain vis-a-vis each other? इसका क्या मतलब है कि जो रिलेशनशिप है ईस्ट एशिया समिट का बाकी रीजनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ, जैसे हमारा आसियान है, एशिया पैसिफिक इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन है, ये वाला समिट जो है, तो हियर इज द क्वेश्चन दैट वी आर पुटिंग अप कि अगर ईस्ट एशिया समिट को आसियान कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग करना है, मतलब आसियान को आगे बढ़ाना है, तो आसियान का इंडिविजुअली क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, उसकी इंडिपेंडेंट आइडेंटिटी क्या है, और फिर ईस्ट एशिया समिट की इंडिपेंडेंट आइडेंटिटी क्या है इन टर्म्स ऑफ आसियान. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन व्हिच नीड टू बी आंसर्ड. Unilateral alignments among the more militarily capable regional powers and vast differences in their military budgets undermines the objectives of regional peace, security and prosperity. So within this forum which has 18 member nations, उसके अंदर भी छोटे छोटे अलाइनमेंट्स बन चुके हैं जो कि मिलिटरीली केपेबल हैं, और इन लोगों की वजह से काफ़ी डिफरेंसेस आने लगे हैं मिलिट्री बजट्स को लेके. सो दिस में अंडरमाइन द ऑब्जेक्टिव है रीजनल पीस, सिक्योरिटी और प्रॉस्पेरिटी का जो गोल है ये अंडरमाइन हो सकते हैं. व्हाट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस फॉर इंडिया? फॉर इंडिया, ईस्ट एशिया समिट एक्ट्स एज एन अल्टरनेटिव टू द एशिया पैसिफिक इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन इन विच इंडिया डजंट एंजॉय द मेंबरशिप. India's membership to EAS is recognition of its fast-growing economic and political clout. Act-East policy of India, in order to build multifaceted relationship with the ASEAN and other multilateral nations and strengthening of its bilateral relations, Act-East Asia policy could be very much benefited because of this forum. China's assertiveness in the South China Sea, बाकी जो एशिया के नेशंस हैं वो इंडिया को एक पोटेंशियल पावर मानते हैं टू बैलेंस द राइजिंग चाइना इन द साउथ चाइना सी. India's strength lies in the service sector and information technology, and Japan has a sound capital base. Thus, they are complementaries in trade and production structures of the East Asia Summit members. इंडिया का स्ट्रेंथ सर्विस सेक्टर में लाई करता है और आईटी में लाई करता है, और जापान के पास साउंड कैपिटल बेस है, so they can help each other in uplifting their interests. India can also play a major role in cultural and people-to-people cooperation within the region, which can reinforce the economic momentum for the community building. So, India का major role देखा जाता है cultural और people-to-people cooperation बढ़ाने में, और ये एक economic momentum भी reinforce करेगा Asia Pacific region में, which is a very good thing for their multilateral and bilateral relationships in the future and in the present as well. So, this was all about the class. I hope you liked it. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment box below. And if you need the PDF to this lecture, you can get it on our Telegram channel, which is Simplifying UPSC with Ease. Thank you.